Good evening, viewer. Welcome to our Glory Globe TV. Here's the breaking news. Yes, one of the world's most common artificial sweeteners is set to be declared a possible carcinogen next month by a leading global health body. According to two sources with knowledge of the process, pitting it against the food industry and regulators. Aspartame used in products from Coca-Cola diet sodas to Mars Extra chewing gum and some Snapple drinks will be listed in July as possible carcinogenic to humans for the first time by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, the World Health Organization's WHO Cancer Research Arm, the source said. The IARC ruling finalized earlier this month after a meeting of the group's external experts is intended to assess whether something is a potential hazard or not based on all the published evidence. It does not take into account how much of a product a person can safely consume. This advice for individuals comes from a separate WHO expert committee on food additives known as JECFA, the Joint WHO and Food and Agriculture Organizations Expert Committee on Food Additives, alongside determinations from national regulators. However, similar IARC rulings in the past for different substances have raised concern among consumers about their use, led to lawsuits and pressured manufacturers to recreate recipes and swap to alternatives that has led to criticism that the IARC's assessments can be confusing to the public. JECFA and WHO Committee on Additives is also reviewing aspartame use this year. Its meeting began at the end of June and it is due to announce its findings on the same day that the IARC makes public its decision on July 14. Since 1981, JECFA has said aspartame is safe to consume within accepted daily limits. For example, an adult weighing 60 kg would have to drink between 12 and 36 cans of diet soda depending on the amount of aspartame in the beverage every day to be at risk. Its view has been widely shared by national regulators including in the United States and Europe. An IARC spokesperson said both the IARC and JECFA committees' findings were confidential until July, but added they were complementary with IARC's conclusions, representing the first fundamental steps to understand carcinogenicity. The Additives Committee conducts a risk assessment which determines the probability of a specific type of harm, that is cancer, to occur under certain conditions and level of exposure. However, industries and regulators fear that holding both processes at around the same time could be confusing, according to letters from US and Japanese regulators seen by Reuters. We kindly ask both bodies to coordinate their efforts in reviewing aspartame to avoid any confusion or concerns among the public. Nozomi Tomita, an official from Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare, wrote in a letter dated March 27 to WHO's Deputy Director General Jusenyanka Jakab. The letter reviewed by Reuters also called for the conclusions of both bodies to be released on the same day, as is now happening. The Japanese mission in Geneva, where the WHO is based, did not respond to a request for comment. Debate. The IRC's rulings can have huge impact. In 2015, its committee concluded that glyphosate is probably carcinogenic. Years later, even as other bodies like the European Food Safety Authority contested this assessment, companies were still feeling the effects of the decision. Germany's Bayer in the 2021 lost its third appeal against US court verdicts that awarded damages to customers, blaming their cancers on use of its glyphosate-based weed killers. The IARC's decision have also faced criticism for sparking needless alarm over hard to avoid substances or situations. It has previously put working overnight and consuming red meat into its probably cancer causing class and using mobile phones as possible cancer causing similar to aspartame. IARC is not a food safety body and their review of aspartame is not scientifically comprehensive and is based heavily on widely discredited research. Francis Huntwood, the Secretary General of the International Sweeteners Association, said the body whose members include Mars Wrigley, a Coca-Cola unit, and a Kaggle, said it had serious concern with the IARC's review, which may mislead consumers. Beyond the report, Glory Globe TV, Delhi, India.